time. Let's have a look and see how the map ban, or the map, not the map bans, operator bans will go in, as Oregon will be loaded up, Unnamed on the blue side and Guidance on the orange side. Who will be the first attacker being banned? It will be Glaz. So Guidance not wanting to deal with any of that action that Unnamed was raining down upon them. I don't think Glaz honestly is as strong on this particular map compared to really, I would say, Clubhouse is.
I think he can be. I think it kind of more depends on how the defender sets up, but this can be a pretty good one. It kind of depends also on like the reliance on bulletproof cameras or anything like that, because a Glaz smoke push into Laundry can be very, very powerful indeed. Ying is going to get banned. That means Lion is going to get through the bans.
I'm scared, hold me.
I'll hold you. Never. That's fine.
I don't like Lion.
No. That is going to be pretty horrible indeed for Guidance Gaming to try and deal with. They definitely weren't expecting that one. Mirror is going to get banned off the board from Unnamed. It's going to be Guidance Gaming left alone to decide what the final ban is probably going to be. I would guess an Echo from them.
Either Echo or Maestro is really the two that you can really diversify from. That's really all we ever see on Oregon most of the time is Echo or Maestro ban. Sometimes both. You know, sometimes teams do like to leave open mirror windows. You may think, oh, if you have mirror windows, you basically cannot get rid of them for that particular laundry room defense. There's one way which I find which is very, very strong, actually getting rid of mirror windows if they do get let free in Oregon, is if you're worrying about not getting rid of that mirror window inside of the closet. You don't even need Twitch, you don't even need nades. You can have ban of that.
Yeah, no, that is definitely very true indeed. The one thing I would like to point out here as well is just because Lion has been let through the ban phase does not necessarily mean an automatic, just flawless victory on the attack right now. You do still have to use him. The OP-ness of Lion isn't in the fact that himself is an insanely good operator, it's that his utility used in tandem with the other operators is devastating on the attack.
Yeah, you just click your button and then you run in.
Yeah.
And you basically just have to say, okay guys, I'm gonna go Lion. Everybody's like, okay, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, kill.
Kendrew already gonna get a little bit lit up there by his teammate. As again, just a bit of a blood sacrifice coming
Questionable.
Through.
He wants the Vex Factor.
Yeah, he wants it. He wants it.
Why has this been a thing?
Blood is already going to be spilled there, and Guidance Gaming now going to start out with a basement defense. But as I said, you know, also on the top of this is Lion getting let through the ban phase is such a rare occurrence that a lot of teams do not practice a scenario where they actually have Lion available to themselves.
Yeah, I don't really think that Lion takes overly complicated skill. You know, it's a universal ability. You press a button and it goes off. It's not as if you kind of need to like prep for it, like different operators that you may have, like a Ying, where you kind of have that coordination, get rid of ADSs, and then you go for the Yings, make sure your Yings are in the good spots. Lions click a button and run in.
Well, what I mean by this is more that because you take Lion, because you feel that you have to take Lion, means you're not taking regular operators that you would have taken part of your regular strategy, and that may upset the balance just a little bit, but the first frag is going to come out from Hayes, surprisingly. He's going to be juggered down already off the board. Beautiful entry frag coming out there from Valkyrie.
What would you take then instead of Lion?
I mean, it just depends on your like entry ability, right? It depends on what your attacker setup is. If you're not expecting Lion to be in this strategy, like who are you taking out of that lineup? Who's been taken out of this lineup for Unnamed?
I think it's because Glaz has been banned.
Yeah, potentially.
And then, you know, okay, Glaz is like, it's literally, this is what I've talked about. If Lion's banned and Glaz isn't, you take Glaz. If Glaz is banned and Lion is banned, then you take Ying. If Ying and Glaz is banned, then you take Lion. It's kind of like the, you know, the triangle unity, where it's kind of those operators kind of rotating around whoever isn't banned, then you just automatically take because they're that strong. But talking about the match at the moment, Unnamed, they are having a very hard time attacking this downstairs. Meads, talking about said Lion, is still alive. He's used one of his E1Ds, which I believe Kendrew has been killed from. Tank, 1 HP and a Dream eliminates Vex, so it squares up into a 3 versus 3, but those Toxic Babes will be very, very deadly for the Capo. Meads seeing if he can try and push in towards the meeting hall, and somebody's going to be lurking right above him inside of Attic. A good position for he is a minute to go. Those Toxic Babes and the Maestro cameras should see the round out for Guidance at this stage in the match.
Yeah, it is a 3v3. There's still plenty of utility left on the board for Unnamed, especially in the form of Capital Bolt and, of course, that other 1E, 1D, but oh, it won't get used because Hayes will take down Meads. That is a beautiful kill, and that's exactly what Guidance Gaming just needed.
Tank has been down from the reset and has been picked back up to 50 HP, but like we said, still the smoke alive, still the Maestro alive, and even he is lurking inside of the meeting. I said about the good way of getting rid of that closet is a Habana charge. It is going to get sent in, and Blackout is going to be forced to move away. Tank knows one's on the lurking prowl, and his will be finished off with the clean headshot from the Para 308. Here comes Tank, has those asphyxiating bolts, flashbang goes in as well, as the plant will try and be initiated. Cactus taking a lot of damage, not only from the toxic beams, but also from the Maestro cameras, has to rotate away. Tank right beside the wall, trying to see if he can challenge on in, but no, Harris has the pre-fire double for him. The Alda does the work. Well, we kind of expected this from Guidance after the first initial kills. It looked very, very seemingly clutchable for Unnamed, but no, Guidance prevail, and they will take the first round on Oregon.
Kind of a weird Maestro cam coming out from Guidance Gaming there, right? Normally you don't see it next to the bomb, you normally see it on the wall next to the bomb or further down into the corridor, but I mean, yeah, it still did its job, and definitely the intel coming out from that did bring it through. Tank Ninjas did his best on the Capital entry, but unfortunately did not work out for him at all. The big problem there for Unnamed, I thought, that was a very, very slow roam play that wasn't even successful. Hayes was still on that roam, and he still did manage to do quite a lot of damage on it. So going through now into round number 2, and we are going to see a Kids Dom's main hold defense coming out here from Guidance Gaming. Should be going fairly well for them, already looking pretty good, but I think this is one of those sites where Lion is much, much more effective, because you don't really need control of the site for Lion to be effective here. You can just sort of Lion, just jump into the site and go for a plant immediately. I'm kind of surprised there's no Capital here. No, not really too many smokes coming out from Unnamed right now.
Yeah, they've dropped the capo, and instead they've decided to kind of go for the more operators which bring that more utility. You have, you know, the Thermite there, which has that hard breach potential instead of Habana. You know, Jugger being brought in as that Sophia as well can do a lot of work. Madman still on the buck. He's going to be going with, you know, that kind of soft destruction, which, you know, is very, very good for this particular bomb site. You can open up the majority of that verticality, may it be inside of the kitchen or even throughout the corridor. You can get a good bit of buck play dealt onto potentially anybody on the white stairs area as well, which is very, very tricky for the defenders to try and play around. So they're expecting the upstairs, they're correct in what they're expecting, so I'm sure they do have something in mind. Tank, this is probably, actually I thought Tank was going to move straight in through rear stage where he could have been eliminated from by Vexus lurking there, but no one's decided to change his mind and rotate in towards the garage. And Vex, the roaming Legion, we've seen this a couple of times where sure you have a great primary with that SMG, and then, you know, the goo mines can be very good as a roamer. Place them at doorways, you have that kind of sound cue if you know somebody's going to try and push you, and of course the goo mine's always a handy tool, and he has impacts for potential rotates.
Yeah, definitely a lot of utility that does come through from Legion, and having impacts on rotates on a map like Oregon can do you a world of wonders. But talking about wonders, Cactus is going to be able to open up onto Gen Wall, be able to open up that quite well indeed. And this is kind of the point where you would like Capitan to go highway, although having Tank Ninjas go highway could also be good. But actually, it's going to be Tank who does have the diffuser in hand. That's not good! Someone's going to just jump out! Hayes, what are you doing? Mead shuts him down right in return. Jugger takes down Blackout, but what just happened?
That was that's Doki on his account right there. That's what that kind of play is. Fair play. He knows that it's Dokkaebi. He knows it's a C75, which is very limited ammo. He went for that. Sure, somebody was there for the refrag, but at the end of the day, he got the trade, and especially in Dokkaebi, which is another universal operator. You know, Lion Dokkaebi, disgusting combo. So yeah, getting rid of one of those elements is good, but you still have to go through the Lion. First EE1D will be expended. Madman trying to see if he can find any headshots in towards that A bomb site. Mate's also repelling on up. Could he go double window, or will he try and rotate over towards the kids? Double window will be the play. This cuts off any potential rotates. Cactus inside the bomb site, but doesn't have diffuser. Mead's outside of double window. This will come down to a very big kill frag and kill fest for the players of Guidance, as last minute will be Harris gets a wall by flying through the bedding, but that's all he got as Cactus comes in as the Thermite with the 5.56, eliminates Harris. And well, Unnamed, they bounce back with a great round on the attack.
I want to talk about Hayes for a second here. So, I get, yeah, it is a Dukabi. You need to shut him down. And I agree being aggressive on White Stairs. But why would you jump out at that point? It was just, there was just a mess of things that were going right around that area. Simply traded out and losing your dock and losing control of White Stairs that early on was just a complete disaster coming out from Guidance Gaming. Way too aggressive coming out from them right at the end there. Too many frags coming out into Unnamed's favor just benefited them so much. All they had to do was just sit and hold angles and just wait for pushes to come out. Although, at the same time, Tank Ninja's having Diffuser downstairs where he did, probably not the best idea when you just got Gen Wall open, although it seemed like Unnamed kind of directed their attack more towards the double window rather than Gen Wall. So maybe that was their plan all the time.
So Kid Storms and Dorms Main Hall is where Guidance will try and pick up the pieces of what did fall for them last time. Had a choice between this or the kitchen or the big tower, really the two bomb sites which are very, very weak compared to the other two that Oregon have, and that's kind of where teams like to rotate away from this particular map because it really doesn't have a go-to for pick bomb site. And the way with the new objective rotation parameter where you need to be proficient on more than just two bomb sites, and yeah, Oregon has definitely kind of seen that rotate out, and that's where I think it needs a little bit of a tweak. It needs a little bit more of love towards Oregon, but of course that's down to the developers and really what they want to do with this map, which of course has always been a fan favorite ever since the beginning of Siege.
From a purely statistical standpoint, Oregon is actually the most balanced map. It is the closest. I think it's within 0.2% on attacker defender wins. Very, very slightly defender sided, but yeah, it is actually the closest map over just across all the competitive statistically. So yeah, it's kind of weird to see that a lot of comp players don't really enjoy this map at all. They see it as very, very linear. And I would agree with that, but it is still the most balanced map. Statistics do talk about that kind of thing. So we'll see how the rest of this round does go through, and we'll see Tank Ninjas has already made his way through onto the basement. Madman living up to his namesake yet again. He's holding down onto that pixel angle, but he does have control of the walk-in, and it looks like he's going to try and nade this. And yeah, it should go through successfully. There's no ADS there. Tank Ninjas finds one, Jugger finds yet another, and that's going to be already the smoke off the board so early on yet again for Guidance Gaming. What is going on? Why is your smoke so aggressive?
Located by attackers.
So that's going to be a quick double kill for the players up on Unnamed, and with 2 minutes still to go, they've opened up the wall, they have the lead, they've used an E1D. Guidance, this is probably the worst nightmare of their life to be, and they have really nobody who can really stand up to a complete 5-man pincer push. Hayes, however, does eliminate Madman after that quick aggressive peek, but really you can see the setup coming in from Unnamed. They're going to try and hold the rotations, hold the crossfires. Jugger has already done that. I wonder where Maids will go. Will he go over towards that connector window or over towards the kids window? Cactus, of course, going to try and get the plant down as much as he can. But yeah, this could go either way. I think he's still a 3 versus 4, easily clutchable for the defenders.
The problem is that Guidance Gaming don't really have any plant denial left remaining. They don't have any nitros, they don't have any smokes. There's not really anything stopping Unnamed just E1D'ing and just jumping in here and trying to go for a plant. But Hayes will be there to shut them down. How does he get away with this? Just aggressive beats coming out. Ducky-san style, and he will try and go for it yet again. Jugger does get lit up quite a lot, but Hayes also gets lit up in return. How does he not get found on the return? He gets another one! Meads goes down. Kendrew finds one into Tank Ninjas, all down to Jugger. Pushes a White Stairs. There goes Kendrew. Now he's in a 1v2, but he's on a sliver of HP and he's got to deal with 2 of them. Moves all the way in, sees Hayes trying to peek it out aggressively. Yet again, sees him, takes him down, but can't finish him off. Gets taken out by Harris. Guidance Gaming take round number 3 in a very, very, very close round.
Well, he is the saving grace for Guidance Gaming, and excellent plays from the dock. Just nobody there for the refrags from Unnamed. That was looking so good. 2 minutes to go. You're in a 5 versus 3. You have the wall open. You have your EE1Ds, and yet you still lose the round. And that's always a bit of a worry for me whenever teams have everything ready for themselves. Everything should go in their way, but no, it just didn't end up in that scenario. So 2 rounds to 1. This is what I think we were expecting. This is the map. This is the match. This is where we said Unnamed versus Guidance Gaming. Be there, the best hopefully the best series of the entire Prem, this is where it's going to start to live up to it.
I would love to see this go to Decider, but still just huge mistakes coming out from Unnamed. I mean, don't forget, very well played coming out from
We've said
Hayes,
this,
right?
you know, easy round wins being lost.
Yeah, definitely coming out from Unnamed there. I mean, the big thing for me is that Meads was repelled onto kids' room windows, and he was staring at Hayes. He had the rotate. I'm just not sure what he was looking at, but he gets picked, and that was the biggest mistake coming out from Unnamed there. The fact that they have the Lion, but they're not winning the majority of the attack rounds, says a lot about what's going on. I still do want to go back to this point about how, like, a lot of teams aren't used to having Lion go through the ban phase. We talked about how Lion has not really made it through the ban phase quite a lot here.
Yeah, I still think that Lion can come in to just completely dominate a round. We will see either in these final few remaining attack rounds for Unnamed that Lion will single-handedly win them, or well, of course this is all saying if Guidance is going to actually take Lion, they should. It's there for a reason. You're taking the strongest operator in the entire game. Everybody, not just the community, not just the pro players, not just us, even the developers have said themselves, yeah, Lion too strong, get him away. Still being allowed, of course, guys, it's not Season 9 just yet. That's why Lion is here. Sure, they put on that entire global ban about Lion. That's for Season 9. That's in about 3 weeks' time, which that's where, whenever, you know, the Pro League kicks off, the first night of Pro League is then Season 9, and that's whenever we see the Lion bans come in. But that is still very, very long away.
Yeah, a very long away indeed.
Enjoying what you can.
This may be, yeah, as you said, just one of the last competitive games that we do actually see Lion partaking in. As you see, moving into round number 4, Madman already moving all the way into the kitchen. I love this Maverick usage here. I think Maverick actually has great abilities in entry.
Yeah, he has an M4, a very hard-hitting rifle. Quite similar, I would say, to kind of IQ playstyle, where he has, you know, a gadget which is pretty nifty. I wouldn't say breaks the game entirely, but has that kind of CM gun where it hits hard, slow rate of fire, which can be good in some scenarios, and especially for, you know, potential mute jammers, which, like we have seen, is going to be the case. Sure, there's a Thatcher, but instead they've decided to go for it, and it gets rid of the mute jammers anyway, and plus you just have another free speed with another great gun, who can also be used not just as, you know, well, that's C4, and nearly got 2 of them there, and Kendry will find Madman through the slivers off the crack, and Tank will try and take out the mute jammer. I don't even know if he got it there, and look at this, they're focusing too much on the mute jammer, and everybody's going to be falling on the side of Unnamed. A 4 versus 2. That is a Yikers.
Yeah, but there's still Lion on the board. There's still Tank Ninjas with full utility left remaining, don't forget. I mean, Capital with full utility, this is just not good. Kendrew gets away with it, what? Mead's going to try and push down the backside, but Hayes will shut him down. Tank Ninjas still left remaining with full utility, recovers the diffuser. It's a 4v1. Not looking too good for him. He will be holding down to the top floor here, but Kendrew is going to be playing very, very close to the bottom of the stairs. It doesn't look like Tank Ninjas is actually aware of this at all. He does have 3 flashbangs left remaining, of course. Kendrew still going to be playing at the bottom of the stairs. Waiting for Tank Ninjas to try and rotate, and there we go. He does do so. Kendrew takes him down. Guidance Gaming take round number 4. Looking very, very good for them on these defenses.
If only there was an operator who could disable mute jammers remotely.
You'd think, because the way that Habana charges work now, right, that there has to be 4 of them to open the hatch, that mute jammer location has become so meta that you'd think every time that you're attacking on Oregon, you'd be taking a Thatcher.
No words. Just again, like we said, easy round wins being lost. I don't think even these guys can explain it, to be honest.
Yeah, they did throw it all away there right at the end. We'll see how it goes down. It's moving to round number 5. It's going to be the final attack coming out from Unnamed. And honestly, if they can't secure this, I don't see them taking the series.
Yeah, it's still going to be Coastline, where if we get to that 3rd map, Coastline is just a complete cluster in my eyes. I think Coastline is in a very bad spot at the moment. I think the way that the attacking meta works, where you don't even have to take hard breach, and you can take all of these meta operators, Lion, Dokbe, Ying, Glaz, all of those strong power players, that's not enjoyable, I think, to play against as a defender. That's just not very strong, and that's kind of where I think Coastline isn't really going to be favoured by both teams. I think that's going to be a very scary map for both of them, especially whenever we haven't seen them play Coastline all this season either, so we don't actually know what they're made of. We've only seen Coastline a handful of times, and even a handful of times, just a couple of times. Then yeah, Coastline's going to be one of the ones which I don't even know where it's going to go.
Yeah, well, we might definitely get there. Guns Gaming looking very, very good in Oregon so far, and if they can take this round, I'm pretty sure they can take this map, but we'll see if they manage to take the series back from Unnamed, as they are one map up right now. Unnamed still have potential to bring this back. I mean, Oregon is a defender-side map, right? And I still, again, want to bring up this issue that, and as you said, Lion's going to get banned next season. So this gives teams even less reason to really practice with Lion, considering he is going to be taking out the meta, but Madman is going to kick things off. There goes Hayes, who's been such a pain so far for Unnamed. Guns Gaming have just been playing so aggressively, and Hayes has just only been accelerating at that. And it's just been going so well for him, but he is going to go down immediately. Vex going to be very aggressive on the bottom of White Stairs here. He can't rotate, he has to peek if he wants to get out of this. Mead's going to be moving through into the school bus. I don't think Vex has actually been droned out here, but there we go. He is going to get droned out. There we go, but Meads does not pick him up on the return. But the line charge will go out to try and secure him right now. Madman will open up the floor there, but there we go. Jugger will try and pursue here. Cactus above as well. How have they not locked him out? Where did he just go? He got into classroom. Vex is still alive. How is this happening?
I don't think it's too much of a worry. Still plenty of time to go. If you got a kill, then yeah, that's kind of a bit of a cause for caution. But no, very easy kill for Cactus there. Good bit of rumor hunting. They really established where he was. They forced him into a position he doesn't want to be. I'm sure whenever Vex got into classroom, he was like, I don't want to be here anymore. This is a bad location. Looking at it, we will see the wall being opened up, and this will be kind of the phase 2 for the players of Unnamed. They're going to try and open themselves in towards Attic, establish a bit of a beachhead. E1D gets expanded, a couple of needs as well. A very common spot there, but nobody will be found. Meat has to be careful, of course, of the Attic, but knowing that Cactus is already in and taking the fight to Harris, who is on very low health. The double French being brought. One of them have already been failed, will the other one as well. He sees the Maestro up above, inside of T2 of the tower. Meads picks up Harris from below. Here comes the final push and the final execution from the players off Unnamed. One person lurking. I don't believe that they know Kendry will be there. He picks up one. Can he get two? No, Jugger's there. Blackout trying to see if he can clutch it up, but gets shot from too many different angles. Gets one kill for himself, but really impactless kills at that as Tank gets the final blow. And Blackout falls, and well, Unnamed, they finally get themselves that round win.
So Unnamed can still bring this back then. They still do have that round of the board. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for them. It's going to be more about how Guidance Gaming can actually use Lion to their advantage here. And if even they actually do decide to bring him at all, because they might not do, but there we go. He is going to be brought along. I do feel that the Lion and Jackal combo is a little bit more impactful here, but it's going to be a Lion, Decavian Blitz combo coming out here from Guidance Gaming, it looks like. I'm pretty sure that Hayes is going to 6-pick onto the Blitz, though.
We'll see. We'll have to find out. And, you know, looking at it, there's a Legion, which, of course, is one of the biggest counters. And there you go. There goes the Blitz. So this is where things get scary, because you have arguably 3 of the strongest operators, not just because Lion's there, but then you also have Dokkaebi to combo with that. And you have the biggest bully in Siege. He takes skulls, he takes heads, he takes no prisoners, he takes no mercy, he is Blitz.
Yeah, and he is going to live up to his namesake as well. Also just looking at Blitz, he does have a very high ban rate on Oregon overall. And there's some reason for that.
Roamer's Paradise, and that's why he's brought, because he is the he's the anti-Roamer Christ, that's him.
He is definitely all of that and more. He's so good for this west main clear that, yeah, he can just sprint right up White Stairs. You could just get someone to try and hold or even trade out onto... Normally you see someone just opening up vertical play and just trying to hold down to the bottom of White Stairs, just around where Technologies is in kids' room. So we'll see how that is going to go down as we move into the very first attack round for Guidance Gaming. Kendrew already very lit up. How did that happen?
That's questionable. I think that's always the word I keep using. I blame Tristan for making me say that. Damn it, Tristan. But yeah, we're going to start to see Guidance with their approach. Of course, have the Blitz ready to be loaded up and fired in into that roamer area. Certainly he is trying to push away in towards Master. I've said that so many times Goo Mines is going to be the biggest worry. He does come in contact with the Bandit. Can try and push on in, but no, Bandit does manage to get away from the clutches off the Blitz. Still more. Look how many roamers there is downstairs. At least 3 of them, I believe. If maybe one of them came back up the white stairs. Here comes the first Dokkaebi call. Look where Jugger is, potentially going to try and pull off a Bandit trick, which could work because Kendry has a very awkward position for him to try and get downstairs from where he is in towards Classroom and stop that. So, still 2 minutes to go. This really hasn't been a lot of action. They've took control of Attic, and that's it.
Yeah, but I mean, what else do you really need? You take control of Attic so you can rappel up onto the Kidstorm's windows, you can go for your execute, and really this is all you need, but they only have Hazy Smokes, they don't have the Capitao, and they don't really know if any of the ADS is on the site are burned. I don't think anyone has put flashbangs into the back of there yet. I would have been like to see Vex actually put some stun grenades at the back here, just to make sure there's no ADSs so they can actually go for a smoke plant here, but Cactus will actually find Kendry. Harris unable to trade it back.
Madman, however, does pull one for himself, and Vexed, he manages to find Tank. But, however, Lion will get felled. Last 2 up, Harris and Blackout. A minute to go more. Toxic Beaves being expended along with the smoke canister. He runs straight in, and that will be the quick kill for Jugger. Last one up will be Blackout. Jugger tries to take out his teammate, but no. Quick double for him. Blackout falls, and that's a very strong round from Unnamed, and that gets them right back up into the driving seat.
He was just making sure his reflexes were still on point.
Yeah, and it was. Good stuff from him.
He wasn't trying to TK anything. There was no mistakes coming out from him.
I think he should have, because then it would have been an even better kill. You know, 2 kills in the same kill.
Well, you just flick to your teammate,
yeah,
headshot him, headshot them. Yeah, yep. Beautiful. Something out of John Wick, for sure. We'll see how he goes down as we move into round number 7. We'll see Guidance Gaming are going to be attacking down onto the laundry room this time. And, I mean, not a very good attack from them, considering they bought kind of full some disease beginning with A. We'll see how the rest of this goes down for Unnamed. I'm kind of surprised that, oh, no, maybe Jugger. Yeah, there we go. That he's going to be bringing the Mute here. No Thatcher coming out from Guidance Gaming.
No Maverick either. This, no, this is where it gets good. This is where it starts to struggle for Guidance. They're not bringing the right operators, and like you said, now teams are focusing too much around the meta operators. They're not bringing the standard stuff that wins them rounds time and time again. Yeah.
You're going away from your typical strategy because you're forcing yourself to bring Lion when you really don't need to. You can win attacks without Lion. You could do it before, you can do it now.
And you're also bringing Dokkaebi, another operator who, to be fair, fills that role as a Lion as well. And then you're bringing Jackal, which really doesn't see actually any play at all in Oregon. He's just not really an operator that you need, because you're always going to know where they are. They're always going to be inside of Meeting Hall. There's no, like, roamers do not really decide to go upstairs unless they have a very heavy off-site hold, but then from that stage you just kind of rush site if that's the case. So bringing these operators, that sure, they look nice on paper in terms of killing roamers, but on Oregon you already know where the roamers are. It's not as if it's Bank where it's a gigantic map and you're trying to hunt those vigils and your Cavieras. Yeah, just don't try anything, you know, with Jackal on Oregon.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I do think that, you know, Jackal does bring to the table, you know, smokes and things like that. And yeah, C70 is a good gun, PDW, both excellent guns. Has that secondary shotgun. Jackal overall is a good operator, but he's not, like, you need Thatcher here. You need Thatcher, you need Maverick here.
He's not meta for
yeah, exactly.
You know, Thatcher is, because Mute has been so dominantly used for just holding these downstairs hatches as much as they can. So this is certainly gonna be the struggle. Can they pull it in, and can they find out what they need to try and hold it as much as they can? And really, it's all about guidance. How can they cope with this? And especially whenever that is one of the scariest positions that you have to go against as an attacker, is a smoke with that CQB shotgun. That's terrifying. Already, Madman getting pressured. A phone call goes off and just completely forfeits upstairs control, even though there was also a teammate with him. And wow, one teammate dropped down, one teammate came up, and he dies.
Yeah, Cactus will be the first to fall, but losing the Legion, that can hurt you, but there's not actually any shield this time from Guidance Gaming, so it won't be that bad. But still, the biggest thing for Guidance to try and deal with here is the fact that they need to get that hatch open, but it's going to be pretty much impossible with the fact that there is the Mute Jammer down onto the top of that sort of table and laundry.
Still a minute to go. First couple of Toxic Babes and Goo Mines will go off, and still looking at where Tank's playing, that is such an awkward position for Guidance to really kill him from. They have smokes, but no grenades. That's one of the main things that they're kind of lacking here, is getting those frags in, and even with no Jaeger on the side of Unnamed, that would have been even more glorious. Look where Madman is potentially for a cheeky flank. Blackout starts things off. The first bit of killing, and Harris eliminates the potential flanking Madman. 5 versus 2, E1D goes off, and just look at me just spraying and praying, but to no avail. And like I said, if it wasn't for Lion, you wouldn't win some of those rounds, and that could be one of those cases where potentially we could have seen the kill come in there from Meads if he didn't have to stop.
That Maestro versus Lion fight is like LMG pre-fire versus LMG pre-fire coming out from both of them around Electric. But the Lion will win that, and yeah, you are right that they wouldn't have won that if they didn't have Lion, but that round still would have gone very differently if they had the Thatcher there. But they won't have it, and they won't need it, apparently. I still think it was fairly overly aggressive from coming out from Unnamed. They know that they have control of Laundry. All they need to do is just play one person there with a shotgun, and then the rest of them concentrate on supply drop.
So moving into our next round, and it will once again be a laundry room and supply room. So looking at it, this is going to be a very big round, because if we see Guidance take this round, that will propel them into that match point. That will give them so much confidence. If then we see Unnamed pull it back to 4-4, we will then see at least another 2 more rounds after that as well. So then really anything can happen. It's all up in the air. Will we then see the overtime and go the full distance? So still all to play for, even though Guidance do have that little bit of an edge. This time, well done to them. They've decided to bring a Thatcher, even though they did cope. But once again, I believe we said that Unnamed did a couple of silly mistakes, you know, trying to roam against a Lion and Dokkaebi combo. They only have to worry about the Lion this time, but still, you have to be terrified of that Lion nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they brought the Jackal over the Dokkaebi here, but yeah, as you said, neither of them really bring that much to the board, but I think the Jackal can remain kind of like pincering individual people rather than relying on phone call. You know exactly where that person is right now, and you know they can't move because the Lion charges out, so you can go for some really easy wall bangers, and there's quite a lot of stock destruction here in Oregon, so it's definitely very possible. Looks like the West Main clear is going to come through very, very quickly from Kendrew, getting all the way in already onto Kitchen, pressuring onto that side, but there's not going to be too much of a roam game coming out from Unnamed just yet.
Talking about roam game, we will see 2 players lurking in towards that meeting and that rear stage area. First man up the bat, Kendrew does take a couple of tap fire shots just through the drone hole, but doesn't really do a big hefty amount, which kind of the worry zone for him. Madman has the Elemines, of course, scattered about, ready to see if anybody wants to try and push on in. Here the Elemine go off, easiest pre-fire of his life. Of course, that Scorpion could do very deadly damage inside of those CQB areas, but well, still all quiet on the western front at the moment. As looking at Guidance, they don't have the Thermite, so I'm sure that that kitchen wall should be left reinforced for the remainder of that match. As certainly Blackout's going to try and focus more on the hatches and potentially the reinforced walls and bomb site, but like we said, that Mute Jammer still being there is going to force that Thatcher to go for the rotate, and then well, we'll just see really how these players off Unnamed, they're going to have to try and cope with losing that main hatch.
I really thought that he was going to try and like mute trick or something there, but Tank Ninjas will actually get the kill onto Harris. What is going on? It's the roaming smoke from Tank Ninjas, but he will go very, very well for him. That's the Thatcher off the board. I think they did go open laundry hatch, so it's not really going to matter too much. Maestro Cam going to be in there in a fairly typical position in that hallway. He's going to be able to do quite good stuff. I think he can get an angle onto it just about. Pretty sure he did destroy it, so yeah, there we go. Looking pretty good now, coming in from Guidance Gaming, but they don't have a lot of time left, and it is a 5v4.
This is where the kill fest will come in. 2 players drop the Lion and Kendrew. E1D tags a numerous amount of players. Jugger C4 gets expanded. Toxic Babes as well. Doesn't manage to land the kill as Kendrew has to try and dip, weave, dodge, and dive away from all of the shots. Meads pushes in with the Owl. The pre-fires come in. 1 player still upstairs, but no, Madman comes in, and that will be the secure for the players off Unnamed. They take round number 8, and they square off 4 rounds apiece. And well, this is where things get interesting.
Why were there so many Legion mics right here? He's just throwing them at Meads as he's trying to go for the defuser.
To be honest.
Yeah,
like if I was Meads there, I would have just stopped defusing and shot the Legion and then went back defusing. But maybe it's just because I'm toxic.
I always say in my team, there's someone in our team you don't test him. You don't test him. If you're trying to TK or anything like that, you just shoot him in a practice or in a game, just jokingly. He will turn around and instantly just kill you. You don't test him. And yeah, that is definitely...
sounds like you're casual.
Yeah. So we'll see how it does go through. Let's move into round number 9. And we'll see exactly how it is going to go down. We are going to see the Blackbeard for the very first time tonight, I think. I don't think we've seen a single Blackbeard yet.
I don't believe that we have. But we'll have to see really how it goes. So, kids, dorms, and dorms main hall is where we next will be headed. This is going to be... This one's going to be pretty rough, I would say, especially going against the Blackbeard, who we know is so strong on the window. That's going to be pretty rough in my eyes.
Yeah, going to be pretty rough indeed. Let's go through now into round number 9. And this upstairs hold... I mean, it kind of was all over the place for Guidance Gaming here right at the end, but yeah, we'll see how it does go down. I still think that when Unnamed defended here, sorry, when they attacked here, it was mostly just huge mistakes coming out from them that allowed Hayes to bring through the sort of Doc clutch where he's just shooting everyone and just peeking everything, just doing what Doc does best. We'll see how exactly this is going through. So, yeah, this is a very important round because whoever wins this round puts themselves on match point. They put themselves on that leg up. Unnamed in a pretty good position right now, but don't forget we still got that Blackbeard, we still got that Lion on the board from Guidance Gaming. Some pretty preferable attackers here, especially if you get control of Attic. That allows you to push through into Kid Storm's windows with the Blackbeard, and that is just not an angle you want to contest.
So looking at Mage, you know, he's creating a lot of holes to try and pick out potentially an unsuspecting attacker and actually kind of try and support Madman inside of the bathroom area. That's going to be a scary one for him, because if someone wants to come in and just start wall banging under the influence of that E1D, then yeah, things really start to look pretty hazy for Madman. No pun intended, because his is going to be as a Blackbeard. That's what I haven't used. I haven't used hazy as a pun yet. I'm disappointed in myself. Maybe we might try and squeeze it in before
we'll try and squeeze
the match is ended. Oh, C4 gets tossed out by Tank, but to no avail. Tries to catch a wild Lion, but no bite from the Lion today. Kendry eliminates Madman. Like I said, just an easy spray through those soft walls is going to be all it takes. But Kendry does take a bit of damage from that, however, and still plenty of time to go. This is looking pretty good for Guidance for a potential match point round win for them.
Yeah, there's still a lot of utility on the board from them, of course, plenty of time just moving into the second half of the round, but no! Where is the big tower clear? There should be someone in there. There should be claymores down at least. Nothing from Guidance Gaming. There's already Hayes off the board. That is a huge pick coming out for them. Bandit tricking will actually be successful for Jugger, and you will be able to try and take that out. And that's one thermite charge off the board. Blackout going to have to be in a pretty bad situation here to try and get this gen wall open. And they're starting to run out of time. They're starting to run out of utility. They're starting to run out of options here. Guidance Gaming not looking too good now as Kendry will peek it out. Takes down Tank Ninjas. And then still Jugger holding onto it quite well. Yeah, no, Jugger will actually get down. The Ash Charge coming out from Kendry from below will take down. Cactus will rotate the big tower and try and get a little bit more control for himself right here. Meads peeks it out as the Lion Charge goes out. He takes down Kendry. Now it's a 3v3. Jugger's actually still injured, so it's actually a 3v2 right now.
Potential pickup could come in for Meads if he's that risky. I highly doubt it, but maybe. Look at that. Meads was actually just trying to see if he can maybe try and beat Jugger, but decides, you know what, I'll be nice to you, Bandit. That will be the pickup. Look where Vex is just lurking. But shots do come in. Jugger ready inside the bedroom, but everything's falling apart for Unnamed as Blackout and Vex both pick up. Kill for them each, but Jugger and Harris both trade, and Guidance Gaming, they go on match point to try and see if they can survive for one more map before we potentially head into Coastline.
And another round potentially won because you had the Lion, and otherwise it kind of would have fallen apart for you. At the point where the Bandit tricking is still going on that late into the round, you're still losing those kind of early gunfights. it kind of does start to fall apart, but the Lion definitely did help out there quite a lot. There was a really good read from Meads. As soon as the Lion Charge went out, he peeked onto the white stairs because he knew someone was going to try and push up there. They were potentially not more concerned about someone trying to peek because the Lion Charge is going off. You feel safe, right? Well, surprise, Meads is just going to shoot you in the face while you try and do that. But unfortunately for them, Guidance Gaming will put themselves onto match point to try and bring this into a decider map. Just one round away from locking it out. This line has been used so much more effectively from Guidance.
Yeah, you can kind of see the coordination. Like I said, they get themselves set up. They go 1, 2, 3, push, and that's exactly what they've done every single time. And it has worked so much more importantly. And then now you start to wonder, why was he let through in the first place?
Yeah, that is very true indeed. That,
like, is Glaz really that much bad against Lion? Like, would you rather play against the Glaz than the Lion? You know, I would personally. I would obviously ban Lion towards the Glaz because Glaz actually has counters to him.
It's kind of bad as well because Maestro did make it through the ban phase, so Glaz would not even be in that ban. You would have been able to see through the smoke. You would have been able to even damage him.
You have Goo Mine, C4s, Toxic Babes, so much stuff.
There was so much to counter the Glaz here, but there's not really anything you can do to counter the line other than just standing still.
So let's see if Kendra can keep the things rolling. Of course, he has kind of came into his own map here at the moment. I'm quite curious to see really how the kills are looking at the moment. And Jugger 9 kills, Tank Mage 7 and 7, and Harris Kendra and Hayes with 6, 8 and 7. So definitely a lot more tightly contested between really everybody. Everybody's getting kills. Nobody there on the James Bond figure, which is always good to see, even though I do like a good James Bond now and again.
Yeah, that would be disappointing to see for the players. Maybe not so much for the casters, but we'll see how this rest of the round does go down. We'll see another top floor defense coming out from Unnamed right now. The last one was actually pretty close, but I think there was just some late round mistakes coming out from Unnamed yet again, where they start off so strong, and then I'm not really sure what goes wrong for them right at the end of the round, but Guidance Gaming do manage to keep it clear heads, and again, their utility usage has been so much better, especially in the form of line.
So Kendra trying to see if we can get rid of the potential bandit trick coming out from Jugger, using those Ash launchers to see if he can find really any angle he can onto the bandit. Blackout has successfully opened up the wall, so phase 1 really off that beachhead has been done. Madman there holding the angles, and potentially for that late rotate. Jugger inside of armor is going to be the next big thing that the players of Guidance have to deal with, because they cannot progress any further into the bomb site unless they do eliminate that final roamer there. Madman even joining his fellow teammate right up towards the attic ladder. Of course, nobody inside of bedroom, because they do not want to expose themselves to that bandit unless they have killed it first. So this is where things are starting to slow down quite heavily for Guidance, and Unnamed are in a great position. They have the crossfires, everybody's ready with the trigger. It comes down to the kills. One more Lion Charge I'm sure will come out momentarily, and then really this is where all the kills will hit the fan.
Yeah, we'll see how it does go down. We move into the final minute now. Jugger still holding down to Armory, but there we go. The Lion Charge will start to come through. That should signal the push coming out from Guidance Gaming. There we go. From the below, Kendra going to try and find the wallbang here, but Tank Ninja starts things off with a kill into Blackout. That's Diffuser down in the walk-in. And they have complete control because no one is in the master bedroom to try and refrag. What a terrible start. Kendra does push all the way up onto the white stairs to try and take out Meads, and does so successfully. And turns it into a 4v4. That's the smoke down, so that's doing pretty well for them. You see that the Lion of Vex is going to be holding on to the top of white stairs. Kendra pushes up onto the army. He's on a sliver of HP. However, he's not going to see the bandit there, but Cactus takes him down. And that's going to be a 4v3. 4v2 as Tank Ninja finds yet another kill. Hayes goes down, but Harris is right there to trade him right on back. 3v2 now, and 5 seconds left to go. They don't have control of the diffuser. Jugger's just going to hold onto it, but no! Oh, Vex got the diffuser and managed to sneak away with it. He gets all the way back in, plants the diffuser successfully. And it's going to be a hard retake as the Lion Charge does go down. Guys, Gaming just have to hold on, but it is a 3v2. All that Unnamed have to do here is just play for trades. Madman will decide to push in, go for the refrags, and Jugger does push through onto the top of white. He's expecting someone to be playing into the bottom white, but both of the attackers are actually on the site right now. I'm just over halfway done for the diffuser right now. Madman does push up onto the top of the white stairs, but oh, there's the Lion. Does get traded out. However, Harris left alone now. He sees him, and he takes him down, but does he have enough time? Yes, he does. Madman wins the round. And it looks like we're going to be bringing this to overtime.
This is getting tenser and tenser as the rounds continue. We will be headed into overtime, and this is where we completely reset everything, reset the clock. And we have at least 2 more rounds to decide potentially who will be facing Secret, and potentially if we will continue on the night even more and head to Coastline. We will see, and it will be Vex. But to say, Guidance starting on the attack. This is why I hate Vex.
But do they have the Vex factor?
I don't think they do, unless Vex has the Vex factor. Imagine it was Vex vexed. Imagine if Vex wasn't vexed.
That would be confusing.
You're telling me I'm confused, and he's not even in the team, like, so. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I think that Laundry Room and Supply Room certainly does favour Guidance a lot more with the way they've been playing. Looking at the way they've tried to clear out in towards that kids, and Master, they've done it very half-heartedly. They really haven't took the gunfights to the players of Unnamed as much as I believe they should be doing. It did come down very close to that final 1 versus 1, but in the end, Unnamed did prevail. I'm quite curious to see how they're going to cope with not taking any Jaegers and any ADSs. That's always a bit of a worry. You're missing out. You don't have that denial to the flashbangs, which of course can be very deadly. You just spam your entire flashbangs in through, you know, the free choke points that really you would like to kind of blind, and it's a very easy plant. But really looking at it, both of these teams hasn't really had an opportunity just to go for the very simple plant and push. Just a very push, you go straight in, you plant beside wash machine, and that's the easy round win. Nobody's done that yet, which is quite surprising for me.
Yeah, it's been very surprising considering the fact that we don't have a mirror on the board here, so very easy to go for that plant. We don't have an echo on the board here, so very easy to stop denial of the plant going down. It's been a very Roamer-heavy game so far from both sides, and I think that's definitely affecting quite a lot of it, that there's been heavy line usage, and they're trying to just push out the site and just go for frags. You mentioned about flashbangs, but I don't really think this could be a big deal, because mostly flashbangs are very unreliable, and mostly teams just end up using them just for denying ADS, and the fact that there's no Jaeger here, that's only an issue if there's a Ying being brought here and if there's a heavy frag grenade usage. So we'll see how the rest of this does go down as Guidance Gaming is trying to drone this out. Going to go for an attack on the Laundry this time. The big thing that went wrong for them the previous time for this is the fact that they didn't bring a Thatcher. Of course, they have brought a Thatcher this time, so it should go fairly well for them to try and open up the hatch. But even then, the retake was pretty good from Unnamed last time.
Stay clear.
So, no, like you said, not a heavy lot of nades being used. Of course, Ying, because she has been banned. But yeah, I'm quite surprised, you know, that that even, you know, we're seeing the Jaeger even not being picked just because he's so good with that gun. Bit of an engagement as Kendry falls to Madman, and Vex does get lit up just after he did eliminate said Madman, and one person up in the attic trying to breathe as much pressure onto the neck of the Lion as much as he can. Quite surprised, you know, I think a good point you said, you know, flashbang's very unreliable. I'm quite surprised that, you know, an M84 stun grenade that really just blinds and deafens you. Not that good in Siege for some reason.
Not that good in FPS games overall, I think.
Quite surprised.
We'll see a 4v4 situation developing now. We've still got Lion on the board though, we've still got plenty of utility left remaining from Guidance Gaming, but what is this? He's been allowed to rotate all the way up. Jugger's actually going to rotate through Big Tower, but last time this was actually held by Guidance Gaming. Jugger, there we go, he gets the kill onto Vex, that's a Lion down. That may just be the round 1 right there and then. Cactus still holding down to Attic, there we go. Meads are going to peek out on those long calls, just go for those beautiful pre-fires with the Elder. Blackout just gets all the way into supply calls, but Meads is already taking down his teammate. Jugger finishes off the Blackout. Unnamed take round number 11 and put themselves onto match point yet again. 1 round away from locking out the series and securing their land spot.
1 round away indeed, and they get the attack. They get the Lion. Can they put as much pressure that they need to? Let's get it going. Potentially final round, final potential round of the entire evening and the entire Premiership for the online series before we get to that offline. Of course, still coming up very, very soon. Live in Leicester, 8th of December. Tickets all sold out, of course, and a great accomplishment, I would say, for us here at ESL UK. And, of course, just in general, Rainbow Six UK, Ubisoft UK, everybody being involved in this magnificent season. Finally got there. Again, great commend, I would say, to everybody here who's joined me from the desk. You know, Dez, Pikey, Scoundrel, Tristan as well, you, X, and also Ace as well. You guys have really made my job a lot easier. And yeah, it's been a good season.
Yeah, solo casting's horrible. You don't want to deal with any of that.
I don't mind it. I think it's nice because I can have a lot more banter with myself.
With yourself,
yeah. It sounds sad, but yeah.
You understand your own jokes. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. I get it. I get it. We'll see. Overtime match point now going through. Unnamed are going to be just one round away from locking this out. They are going to be on the attack, which you know, has been actually going pretty well for Unnamed so far, but their coordination with Lion just wasn't there for them at all during their attacks.
We'll have to see if they can really work on it. They're bringing it, which is kind of telling me, yeah, they're really determined to make this work. If they didn't bring it, which, if they didn't bring Lion, I would still think, okay, I get it. That's not been working for you. You want to go back to your old kind of type of play style, but at the same time, how can you give up such a strong operator to not be there for your attack? So we'll have to see where they want to push in from. Looking at it, it's more than likely going to be a very strong top-down, sweep, everything, get any roamers gone straight away. That's the first thing that you need to do in Oregon. You know they're going to be primarily in towards meeting or in towards the attic, which as you can see, one player, the Valkyrie, inside of that rear stage area as well. One person also up in towards that big tower. So certainly a couple of roamers that they may have to worry about if they take control of that meeting hatch. They do have the Thatcher this time, which has been the big downfall for them in most cases for themselves, and potentially Harris may try and go for a bit of a mute trick, which is always something that doesn't work, and yet people still try it. I'm quite surprised by that, but they need to get the EMP grenades down. They need to try and get rid of that hatch as quickly as they can, because the quicker you get rid of that, the more opens up for your team to try and get these picks.
Well, the other thing you have to consider here as well is that if this hatch is still muted, you know there's going to be a bunch of people who just sat around that front lobby area, and that can actually allow you to try and push and make some gains around the backside. But you are right, they're going to be able to open it up quite quickly. I'm not sure why Harris even tried to bandit trick that, well, mute trick it, but it's not going to work at all. Line charges are going to go out successfully, and that's going to be able to do some stuff there. But not looking too good right now for Guidance Gaming. They've lost quite a lot of control. And they don't actually have any roamers on the board just yet. The big tower rotate will actually try and come through, but lots of drones are going to come out from Unnamed. They know exactly where that rotate is coming through. All they have to do is just try and go for that execute. They do still have full utility available from Cactus on the Capital. Their flashbangs are going to go down to make sure there's no ADSs around there, and the deployable shield will indeed get burned out. Pre-fires do come down from Cactus. He will be able to put down the utility where it's needed, but Cactus will peek it out. Sorry, Kendra will peek it out. He takes down Madman, but instantly traded by Tank Ninjas. Cactus will take down Blackout when using that asphyxiation bolt. It's now a 3v4. Lots of the planting will go down. Smokes go down, but this looks like the retake is going to try and come through from Guidance Gaming. Hayes does the headshot onto Jugger. Harris gets the kill onto Tank Ninjas, and Cactus will manage to drop Harris. Now it's a 2v2, but Meads has actually managed to fade himself behind enemy lines, and he takes down Vex. Haynes goes down, and that will be the series going to Unnamed 2-0. They are going to LAN.
Well, Unnamed, after a very poor online experience from them, they have managed to pull through. They've gotten the fight back. They were staring down the barrel of a third map potentially they had to go to. And like I said, Coastline, really the map which I don't think both of these teams ever really wanted in the first place. But yeah, Unnamed, the only orgless team we actually have inside of the Premiership, going to LAN. Well, we say they're going to LAN. They have certainly the short straw in the scenario because they play Team Secret live in Leicester. So yeah, that's going to be Unnamed having that victory over Guidance. A very hotly contested final match, but in the end, Unnamed, they pull through. And certainly we did have some moments of glory, and I think this is a very good map to even, you know, go back and talk about just what Lion brings to the table, because we don't see this too often.
No, we don't. I still think there was a bit more utility usage coming out from Guidance Gaming. They definitely used Lion a little bit more effectively than Unnamed. And there were just so many things like that from Hayes, where he's jumping out, he's peeking everything, especially this, where Hayes rotates through, and I'm just not sure what Meads was looking at there. He had the rotate, I'm not really sure what happened, but there was a lot of that coming out from Unnamed during during their attacks. But, you know, they did manage to look at the series quite well for themselves indeed. And yeah, they earned that land spot, right? They did very, very well indeed. I still think from Gantz Gaming that, you know, they used Lion well, but there was definitely a lot of times where they seemed to overly rely on him.